the ability to receive seed and become fruitful. Did you know that when you hear the seed of the word, whether it's the seed of the serpent or the seed of Yahweh, guess what? You determine whether or not the seed's going to reproduce on the inside of you. It's indicating revelation's taking place. It's telling you, pay attention. If he's speaking, pay attention. If you really felt like that he was speaking tonight, you'd be on the edge of your seat getting this, because if you get cut off tomorrow and your life depends on what you just heard this afternoon, will it be enough to get you through? The inhabitants of Gomorrah did more than engage in homosexual acts. The reason homosexuality is a perversion is because there's no womb. And so the seed dies. It's dead seed produced. Dead seed connects you to the seed of the serpent. Are you following me? They were also engaged in touching the dead seed of the fallen ones. All you have to do is go back and look in the Hebrew language, and it tells you. So depending on who you're enslaved to, you're going to be treated accordingly. In this case, it hints at a woman who becomes enslaved to her husband and brutalized by him, or else enslaved to her husband and willingly lends her ear to the doorpost and becomes the bride that he will treat with love and favor throughout eternity. The choice is ours. It says that these individuals were from the land of Shinar. Strong's number 8152, translated as Babylon, but if you look at it etymologically, it's from the word sheen, which means to sharpen, like sharpen your mind, your intellect, and the word ear, which means gate or watchers. Shinar was the gate or the access way where the knowledge of the fallen ones, the watchers, was found, just like in Genesis chapter 3. Leviticus 21 verse 20 says that the priest could not come in contact with one having a blemished eye. Well, Genesis chapter 3, the serpent said to Eve, you'll be just like gods, knowing good and evil, being able to see it and distinguish between it. Well, the word for blemished, tabulul, depending on how you pronounce the vowel, means confusion, which is the root of Babylon. The tav infers that you shall become confused. And the result is the stains and blemishes that identify you as one who's come in contact with the dead. And that's why Ephesians 5 tells us that Yah is washing us with the water of his word to remove the spots and wrinkles. Let's look at that next person's name, Arioch. His name is translated as lion-like. And you have to ask yourself, go back and look at 1 Chronicles 11:22, where some lion-like men were killed in battle by David's men. When it says lion-like, the King James English doesn't do it right. It talks about them being men of valor. But it's literally, if you go back and read in the Hebrew language, it's talking about a chimera. You know what a chimera is? That's a hybrid between a man and an animal. Oh, they're not able to do that. My goodness, they're doing that today. This individual was a monstrosity. Elisar is the next king. That name means Yah is a chastener, and it's only slightly different from Eleazar, the one who Yahweh helps. So it would seem here that this individual, Kedar Laomer, who was a descendant of Shem, part of the priesthood, listen to me, the very thing could happen to you and I, because we call ourselves kings and priests, and we should be part of that group that the generation of the speaking is upon. Well, he came in contact with the dead ones, the fallen ones, the seed of the serpent, and was disqualified from priestly service. We can surmise then from this Torah portion that while Yah is restoring the Emor, the speech, Zephaniah 3:8 and 9, the enemy is also going to be revealing his own seed, and you and I need to refrain from that contact, else we become defiled and not fit for priestly duties. I would submit to you tonight, this Torah portion is giving us a graphic indicator of how important it is for us to be able to hear the word of Yah now. Turn to your neighbor and tell them, I have to hear. Amen. Hope you've enjoyed this teaching. Thank you for listening. Shalom Aleichem.